Continuing now with our lead story, the IRS scandal. In addition to targeting conservative groups and individuals, we're now learning the IRS targeted itself. In a report the Inspector General will release tomorrow, the American taxpayers will find out the IRS spent a whopping $50 million entertaining over the past 3 years. Apparently, the IRS put together 220 conferences where lots of fun was apparently had. We wonder if they served tea. Joining us now from Washington, Mary Katharine Ham, and here in New York City, Juan Williams, both the Fox News analysts. Come on, Juan. I mean, you got to admit this IRS is totally out of control. 50 million, and we said 3 years, but it was really more like 2. Come on.
That's excessive spending, but Danny Werfel, the acting IRS commissioner, said today in the Congress, he said, you know what, we got this under control. They didn't have such events after 10, none in 11, 12, or 13.
But it doesn't really matter that they have it under control now or 8 months ago, because the Tea Party thing went back to the midterm elections, as you know. And the IRS was running out of control there. This is just an indication. $50 million, a lot of money on stupid conferences for these pinheads. Look, and I don't want to pay for this.
Well, I understand that, but you have to understand, too, it's really not a glamorous job to be an IRS agent.
So what? Get another job then.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying,
for you.
They want to build up. They want to build up morale, and lots of companies have retreats and motivational
build it up
speakers.
on your motivational speakers and educational speakers are fine. Doing the boogaloo on my dime is not. All right, what do you say, Mary Katharine?
Yeah, I mean, well, they were doing the Cupid Shuffle, which is one of my favorite line dances. I hate to see it sullied in this way, but having it under control now does not get you or all of us our $50 million back, and that's part of the problem. Also, you can do the Cupid Shuffle for free. You can do it anytime in your office. Just turn it on the radio.
That's right.
But this is just indicative, I think, of the larger problem here, which is when you have these gigantic agencies that don't have a lot of accountability, and when they do things wrong, you can't get rid of people, as we've seen with Lois Lerner and others, then
well, you
who pays the
could
price? What happens?
Could get rid of them.
Yes,
they chose not to.
They are very difficult.
Because look, this agency we're starting to see a profile was terribly mismanaged. It was corrupt on almost every level, and that'll be proven. Yeah. What do you think of the comparisons, though, with Watergate, Mary Katharine? I mean, you know, all I'm trying to say is that you start an investigation and you see where it leads, but Tom broke on it. Oh, no. What do you think?
This is where I think you're exactly right, Bill, is that you ask the questions and you keep asking the questions, and then you learn other things, like there were 88 employees who are needing to preserve documents about this IRS targeting, not 2 rogue employees. You learn things like that many of these directives might have been coming from Washington, that lawyer teams in Washington were helping to tell them what to do. And you learn more about these as we go. You don't ask one question, take the White House's line, and then go, okay,
because
sweet. But too often they do that.
And again, I said in the talking points memo quite clearly, there's no evidence linking President Obama.
Thank goodness. Oh, I'm glad you got to this. There's no evidence.
How many times did I say?
All right, you were exactly
How many
right.
times did I say?
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Isn't this hectoring at some point?
No, it's not
Isn't
hectoring.
this just going after the...
We're doing our job here, Juan, trying to find out what happened.
Find out what happened, but at some point it becomes wish fulfillment by Republicans who want to block Obama and say he's not a successful president. We're going to stop him from doing anything in the second term.
That's totally absurd. Oh, wait a minute, Mary Katharine. Mary Katharine, wait. What was Shulman doing at the White House 157?
According to the White House officials I spoke to, he said, you know what, they were looking at this excessive spending, exactly what Bill O'Reilly...
Oh, he was there trying to rein in the executive spending.
They talked about that. They talked about the health care legislation and the tax implications. Yeah. They also talked...
157 times?
No, they had 157 meetings.
Different meetings.
Different meetings at different times. Man, he's the head of the IRS.
Oh, but how about Secretary of State? How many times is she in there?
I don't know.
I do. 40.
Okay, well...
How about the head of CIA, Defense Secretary?
I don't know,
How many times is Panetta in there? How many?
I don't know. Look,
20.
Look, I'm telling you.
It's a lot you don't know.
Right, but I'm
so why are you defending people when you don't know?
I'm not defending. I'm saying you don't want to impugn someone's reputation because they visited the White House 100 times.
Ah, stop. That's an explanation we're demanding, not an impunity.
Yes,
what do you say, Mary Katharine?
Look. What I don't understand is why Juan thinks it's hectoring to ask the people who are charged with doing this job.
Yes, you did.
Not to persecute people.
Let her finish.
Don't go on and on like you're beating a drum.
Juan, This is important not to let this happen again. We have
Sure,
no
I agree.
assurances
We
that we
agree.
have a way of figuring that out. We have no assurances that the White House, even though it was meeting with Doug Shulman,
Yeah.
this was going on at the time, and there were rumors of it happening,
All right, I
that they
gotta
had
run.
any intention
All
of
right,
trying
I
to
gotta
stop
run.
it. And I would like that to happen in the future.
Very
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
want to impugn. I don't think Juan wants to know.